The first piece of your inquiry lesson plan is going to be developing the inquiry lesson description. So focusing on this area right here. Now, to look at some of this more specifically, when we go to the score sheet, you can see the breakdown that for week 9, all you have to do for this piece is develop your overarching question, the standard, and then the goal or objective. And I recommend focusing on only one goal or objective. Your overarching question is going to come from one of these standards within the social studies practice standards in the curriculum framework. Notice that grade 1 is the earliest grade level that you can use. So even though this standard includes pre-kindergarten and kindergarten, don't select one of those grades. It needs to begin with at least grade 1. And then this standard, as you can see, they get progressively broader. This would include grades 2 and 3. This includes grades 4 and 5. And then this one for grades 6 and 8. Notice how we've gone from physical environment using natural resources to cultural patterns, political and economic decisions, explain how these can be affected and can affect the physical environment, including how places and regions change over time. So these are all based around a similar concept or standard. They just get much more advanced, of course, as you get to the higher grade levels. Now, if you're having difficulty figuring out, but how can I word a question that's going to be inquiry and that's going to be relevant to the students? A couple of sites that you may want to look at to get ideas is this one, Learning by Inquiry, and really the nature and environment section. You might be able to choose a question from here, but I would say that you would get ideas from here and then make your question more specific to what it is you're going to be doing. You could get some ideas from this section as well. And then one other area down here, looking at history and other ways that like conflict can lead to change across different levels of society. But remember that your focus here really is going to be around geographic concepts and using geographic tools. Another site that might be a little bit helpful is Forward Thinking Curriculum. And here are some examples of inquiry lessons for physical geography and human geography projects. So as you're thinking about how you're going to put together your question, you can think of different concepts around geography and how they impact us, because that really is kind of the overall gist of what you're doing here. For example, if you want to do something with 6th grade, you might consider political and economic decisions, because how do these affect the physical environment? Actually, in many, many ways. Something that has recently taken place is that the Biden administration canceled oil and gas leases for drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge in Alaska. And many, many people are cheering for that. And many, many people are very upset about that. So that will have impacts in many different ways. Something closer to home, consider fracking in Oklahoma and the impacts that we've had on that. And what a hot political topic the concept of fracking has been over the last several years. Also, global warming is something to think about. So then for week 9, you're going to come up with that question that will be based around one of these standards. And then from that, you're going to develop your own goal or objective. And in doing that, again, go to your Bloom's taxonomy verbs and begin with at least level 3 or above.